Hey guys, it's us here at MadMan with our 33rd Madman podcast. Your home for all the latest and hottest gaming and nerd culture news for the week and beyond. I'm Madman, and I'm going to be discussing the many topics for today's show with our panel, CMoney and Doodle.
Hello.
All right. We're back.
Yes.
We're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
It's exciting. Another week, another podcast. This is exciting. This one is really exciting. There's a lot of cool CMoney shit here.
What? CMoney?
The news shit is for a lot of stuff
that CMoney's into.
It's like that I'm really pumped about.
For sure.
CMoney is now an adjective.
All right. Well,
yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm ready. I'm pumped.
You are ready. It's been another great week. You know, we just came back from a short little vacay over the weekend, which was cool. So we had a nice little time out.
Yes.
Still got some videos up though.
Yes.
So, you know, him and the mic with Last of Us. Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Are you ready for episode 7?
Right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Can't wait. So excited.
Recording, that is.
So excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna get crazy.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yes.
Gameplay was really, really good for it too.
The gameplay was insane. It was my favorite so far.
Nice.
And I've been loving the game. So
yeah,
for that to be like hands down my favorite, it's got to be really good. So
I feel that for sure. Yeah, it was really, really good. We really enjoyed it. We also put up that extended play of Hogwarts. Hogwarts is so good. I've been playing it
so stunning.
Further, even beyond this.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Do you think it's a Game of the Year contender?
Yeah. Honestly, like not only Game of the Year contender, like one of my favorite games contender. Like it's so good. It's so good. The combat is so good. It's open world. Like you know, I leave the school and you just go out there and there's bad guys, there's camps, there's like caves that you have to do like some magic shit to get into, you know, like figure out the puzzle, get in. It's so
That's
good.
The thing
and the
about
storytelling is so good.
There's so much to the game. Like you can literally focus on different things. And
it really is. Like I literally was like, all right, I have to go back to do this class. But I was like, oh man, I want to explore. So I was like,
I go to school today.
I'm cutting school. I'm going to head up to this other spot that I haven't gone to yet just to hit that marker. And so that I could fast travel there after the class.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, oh man, but there's that other side I might want to go to. All right, let me go to that marker too. So that will be ready. So when I get out of class, I could choose where I want to go.
Yeah.
And I journeyed all the way the hell over there. Like, I can't wait till I get my broomstick because I see it in all the trailers. I haven't gotten there yet. But it's so good, dude. Like, it's really, really, really
I cannot stress how much detail goes into this game and how stunning. It's just stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And they didn't like just made a pattern for one spot and just left it there. Like you see so much. Just like it takes my breath away. Like if you check out that game, like in my favorite, it's like being indoors. Yeah. Like everything in there is just to on point.
Yeah, it's really, really top notch. So definitely check this out. And if you haven't played it, definitely try it out. It's such a good game. We also had a few AMVs put up.
Yes.
Yep.
And I gotta say, they're pretty dope.
I think so.
They're pretty dope.
We have our good old-fashioned Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba one, and we have an anime crossover one played to the song Toxic.
That's right, man.
They're really, really good. Should definitely check them out.
Keep an eye out for more in the future.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a new thing we're getting into, but turns out we really like it. Doodle and Madman.
Yeah.
You know, Madman has another one coming up pretty soon.
Madman, you freaking killed it. You outdid yourself.
Look out for it.
Yeah,
freaking amazing.
Cool. These are cool. I really, really like them. So definitely check them out. For sure. All right. Enough jibber jabber. Well, Purple Berry, you know, we always shout her out.
And we still doing that. So check out Purple Berry.
She's crushing it
She's
out there in the streets.
Crushing it.
So definitely check them out. Especially if you like anime stuff. There's a lot more anime.
Oh my
stuff
gosh,
over there as well.
so much funny content
And
there.
slime.
Yeah, really good stuff. So for sure, check it out. All right, man, take it away. What's first on the docket?
Okay. So, Microsoft makes a big deal with Nintendo. The president of Microsoft has officially confirmed that they and Nintendo have signed a contract to bring Call of Duty and other Xbox titles to Nintendo consoles. This includes Activision, assuming the deal goes through. So, what do you have to say about this?
Crazy.
I wish there was like a movie coming out because somebody took video of like Jim Ryan when he first found out that this shit took place.
Oh, come on.
Yo, I would, for just those 5 minutes of his reaction, I will literally pay for a movie ticket just to watch.
Not only his,
to watch
right?
it go down.
Not only his, but the other people in the room with him when it happened.
Yeah, taking
like,
cover.
At that moment, like as soon as they saw it, it was like, oh shit. And then they just looked over to him like, what the fuck? Yeah,
wild. Call of Duty has not been on a Nintendo platform for over 10 years.
Yo.
So it's coming.
This is
along with a lot more.
This is a big, huge deal.
This is crazy. So listen, long ago we saw a Nintendo Switch when Phil Spencer was doing an interview, and it was right behind him, and we were going nuts. Like, what does it mean? What does it mean? Maybe it didn't mean anything. It's been so long. We haven't heard anything. And I feel, because these deals take a long time. This takes a lot of back and forth.
Especially this type of deal.
Exactly. This is huge. Okay. So I feel like this is what they've been working on, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and freaking it's happening. It's freaking happening. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't see this coming.
I did not.
This is huge.
I did not. Yeah, I think based off of this deal, I can kind of get an idea that Xbox was I like really thinking about this, right? Because this is a big thing to announce, right? Now, we saw this a long time ago before the Activision deal was even a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
That was like a freaking tease when they did that 10-year deal
they were exploring it.
For Nintendo with Activision, that contract.
Yeah, that other thing was crazy. But this, when we first saw the Switch behind Phil Spencer, and then primetime viewing of it during one of Xbox's game showcases, where Sarah Bond was talking, and they showed literally in an Xbox showcase the Nintendo Switch there. So they were definitely showing this, but I think internally Xbox was flirting with the idea of a handheld.
Yes.
Right? Because Jez had brought it up. So I feel like Xbox was thinking like, okay, maybe we can make our own handheld and get into the game. And they've been, partnering with different people. Like they partnered with Valve for the Steam Deck to make sure that it's not an official app, but they did make sure that it worked. The Xbox Game Pass shit.
Yeah.
Like you can play Xbox cloud streaming on the Steam Deck. So they partner with them. They partner with LG to make the cloud handheld, which is huge. But I think that they were going to jump in it on their own, kind of make their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that once this all started going down, the Activision deal started going down, seeing the situation that they were going to be in, you start looking at Nintendo and it's like, well,
hey, you over there.
Yeah, it's like,
come over
like
here
Steam,
real quick.
You're pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you good looking. Nobody's doubting that.
Yeah.
Like, you're huge, but like,
we need something.
You're like not that huge
big.
right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to build up to that.
This
and
is crazy.
We need something bigger than that. And then LG has like nobody who bought it, right? I mean, a lot of people bought it, but in the world of gaming, 1 million or 2 million streaming devices is not shit, right?
It's not really.
So they looked over to Nintendo, looking over there, sitting down, looking pretty. And they're like, yo, maybe
Let
we
me
make
holla
our
at
move.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me holla at you real quick.
They got the Ferraris, they pulled up like, what up, girl? You know what I'm saying? Like they just pulled right up and said, yo, this is time that maybe we talk a little bit. And I think when they saw how much streaming Nintendo's been doing, think about it. Nintendo has quite a few games that are available only through streaming.
Like
on
Yo,
Nintendo
because
Switch.
Nintendo be popping, yo. Nintendo
They are
is
popping.
the ish.
They are
And
popping.
they have dominated this handheld game. And, they're not going back.
Well, technically, they're dominating the console game right now, too.
Exactly.
because it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid.
They're freaking on cloud 9 right now. They are not going wrong in any way.
The only thing they had going wrong for them is their lack of power. Right?
Their lack of power,
They
but
don't
I
have
think
the
that
power
this
in
is
the
something
system.
that has been discussed. There's no way that they have not spoken about this if they have the Xbox games going into the Switch, which makes it seem like maybe you were on the money, C-Money, when you said that you feel that Nintendo has a new console right around the corner.
I know,
and that is going to be super freaking powerful. And it all ties together now.
So people are saying that it's going to be a handheld with the power of the Xbox Series S. So basically, the Xbox Series S in your hands. Now, what would be dope is then you take that, you dock it, and it turns into an Xbox Series X, right? Like that would be ideal. But that's what they're saying, that the power level is going to be
Listen, the games are coming to Nintendo, but there's no way that Nintendo will lose its identity that way. Like, to just completely...
Oh, I don't mean... I'm sorry. Just to be clear.
Okay.
I'm talking about the power level.
Okay.
So it's going to be the power of the Series S as a handheld form.
And then once you put it down, it's going to be...
maybe they'll have it the same power level of the Xbox
Don't be
Series
tripping.
X.
Don't be tripping.
No,
because,
sorry for the confusion.
listen,
That's not what I was suggesting.
It's not like freaking Xbox or, Phil and Microsoft came and picked up Nintendo off the corner of a street or some shit. Like, they weren't just like driving by and like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like,
this is more like
Nintendo's
Nintendo has had like the best daycares in the world. Like, they're the most popular daycare ever. And Xbox is like, yo, I love what you're doing with the kids. Let's keep doing that, right? That's dope. But how about this? Next door, let's open a strip club. Okay? So you got the kids.
Dude, this is going to be insane.
The parents can go to a strip club.
You know how cool this is going to be so awesome for like the parents that like get the one system in the house and they get it for their kids and that now they can play the games that maybe they long to play,
kids
right?
Go to sleep and it's like, snap, I can do this.
This is going to be insane.
The way I think
this was such a good move.
I think so.
Especially for
I mean, the Switch has
Xbox.
sold more than the Xbox and Xbox 360 combined. So,
yeah,
for sure. I think
this had to be a really sweet deal for Nintendo to get on board with this.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think so. I don't think they needed to do anything
I think
extra.
they needed to take them on a few dates and really.
Well, they definitely sweet talked them, but I think at the end of the day, Nintendo wants this, right? Nintendo has craved the ability to have, these big games without having to do them. Like, you think about it. So the exact tweet, right? So it's over here.
Well,
right
you
here.
said the right words. You said the right words without having to do them, like without having to deal with it. Because what they want to focus on, and I feel this is why they haven't like branched out. It's like they want to focus on the games that they make. Yeah. Right. So this allows them to do that and kind of like, all right, well,
appease everybody else. Right. So the exact tweet that Brad Smith put out there was that we've now signed a binding 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo's gamers. Now, remember, they didn't say bring Xbox games to Nintendo Switch.
Nope.
They said Nintendo's gamers. Why? Because I have an idea of how they're going to do it. But let me just finish the tweet. This is just part of our commitment to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms. Excuse me. So is Xbox games going to Nintendo's gamers? And what that means to me is, just like you said, they have that new system coming out relatively soon. I would say at this point, Nintendo won't talk about it until this deal's closed because they want to announce the system and show Xbox games running on that shit at the announcement.
100%.
And
Imagine
specifically Activision games as well.
Infinite or something like that on Switch.
Say that again?
Imagine a launch title being like Halo Infinite on Switch or something.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will line up as many. And they're not going to overshadow themselves either. Xbox will drip feed the games on there so that games have time to shine. But I think that's going to happen. So they're going to do that, but they're going to release the games to be playable natively on the new Nintendo Switch and through the cloud on the original Nintendo Switch.
That's not a shabby idea.
So cloud gaming on the original Nintendo Switch, native on this Nintendo Switch Part 2.
I'm pumped. Listen, Xbox is really like falling into place. Xbox was like, like Malibu Most Wanted, right? Right?
Yeah.
He's out there in the streets trying to rap and, like, you don't know how. Calm down, right?
Okay.
And
Let's
then
calm
once
down with
his
the
dad
slander.
accepted that that's what he wanted to do, all right, being Microsoft, they're like, all right, we'll back you up. And now look at the things that are coming out of this mess. I think
it's more to do with PlayStation and their bullshit with this Activision deal. Like, dude, everybody, like, they're on an island on their own now. Like, they were talking like a lot of shit about this deal, but they had like other people like still messing with them. But like
lingering around.
The biggest things that their complaints were that the CMA and FTC and all these government bodies are bitching about are, number one, where Call of Duty's going to end up, right? Oh, you can make it exclusive and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, that's not a problem anymore because they're literally going to bring Call of Duty to 150 million people who never played a Call of Duty before because it's not on the Switch. I mean, they may have played it somewhere else, but not on the Switch, right? So that's huge. They also have the GeForce Now thing, which will be the next thing we talk about, but that's also unlocked. And they're making it where they don't have any real exclusivity to almost anything now. Because what they're doing is, I feel like they're treating Nintendo as an extension of themselves. Because they know Nintendo's like, okay, we're not going to compete with you. We're not going to make an Xbox Series X level title, like product. And just like this came out in 2017, our original Switch, and it's now 2023, and we still haven't come out with our next one. You're going to come out with a new system before we come out with a new system. Like we'll come out with a new system relatively soon.
Yeah.
But that's not going to equal up to even it'll probably be about the same power as your low powered system. And then you're going to come out with a new one, right? So like they're not competing in that way.
Yeah.
So they complement each other. And Nintendo doesn't want to be teams with Sony.
No,
Sony is an asshole.
It's like merging power right now. And this is what I'm saying. Like we've said how, this back and forth has been happening between Xbox and PlayStation, and Nintendo's just like watching it all play out.
With like popcornish.
And it's like, but like I didn't see this coming. They
were eating the popcorn, right? Just watching.
Yeah,
and
wait till our news come out.
All of a sudden, Xbox stopped, looked over to them, and pointed at them like, "You,
you're the chosen one."
Nintendo's like, "Whoa, are you talking to me?" And as they walk up and they connect. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a huge thing, and it's like, honestly, I'm all for Xbox having exclusives, right? Like I like Xbox having exclusives. Yeah. But the way this is, it's not about Nintendo. Like, it's not about Xbox losing exclusives. It's about making their exclusives more available to play the way you want to play.
They're so noble.
Well, they've said a lot of times how they're
not trying to
about
restrict.
the consumer, right? They want it spread what they make, right? They're not trying to lock it down. They bought Minecraft and it was everywhere, right? And this proves it. Like, they're just trying to get their games out there. And essentially, at the end of the day, it benefits them, right? But they're not trying to lock things down and corner people into only having their system. I think that they've looked at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is no matter, there are people we cannot reach, right? There are people who are just into Nintendo. There are people who are just into PlayStation. And if we accept that, right, and we branch out and put our games in other places, then they will be played by other people, which can potentially change the mind of the consumer and say, you know what, next time maybe I'll get an Xbox 2, or maybe I'll just get an Xbox. And then on top of it, how are they locking down their consumers? They're going ahead and they have Game Pass. And with that, it's like, you know, I mean,
So that's the next question, right?
it's smart. It's just smart.
So are we getting Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch?
Bro,
Can
that
you
would change
imagine?
everything.
And
What do you say, Madman?
That would change everything.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
so that's the question, right? Are we going to do that, or are we getting a branch of it? Like, hey, if you have Nintendo Switch, right? I mean, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can play the first party Xbox games on your Nintendo Switch. Like, not the third party deals.
That would be dope.
But just the first party
Yeah, because
games.
those are theirs.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
they're theirs. They're moving it there. Or maybe that's the way Nintendo wants it. But if they have a system powerful enough to play them, I think it'll be silly to not just have a native version made for the Switch when you could, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like, they wouldn't give you a third party Game Pass game on the Switch if they can just buy the game on the Switch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know how that will work. Maybe they would. I mean, maybe Nintendo signing up for it, like, listen, no problem. This is what's going to happen though. If they play the game on the Switch, we're getting
X amount.
X amount of money.
Of course.
Or X amount of
This
percentage.
is what I'm saying. I don't think that this was like a greedy deal, you know? I think
No,
this was
everybody compromised to make this deal happen.
I think everybody has something to gain from it. And it's very, like, they are at the same, essentially, like, level of discussing how can we both benefit from this, you know?
Yeah.
Even more.
Absolutely.
So this is huge because I can appreciate what's happening. It's like merging forces, and it's all
to
just
take down the
beneficial
fucking
to
big
us
bad
all
wolf.
out here, you know?
Absolutely.
Because, dude, like, seriously, like, who doesn't love a Nintendo Switch? And being able to go ahead and, like, take your Xbox games and take them with you, like, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you think about how
You gotta already do that. It's just not as easy as just popping in a Switch.
yeah.
well but that's the thing. So again, right now you could do that with the LG Cloud Gaming handset, right? But that's through streaming only. Then you have the Steam Deck, which, you know, again, I can kind of get the streaming working on, but you don't have Game Pass on Steam. So you can't play your Xbox Game Pass games there.
Yeah.
So, and you only get the games that they were like, you can buy games on Steam because most of their games are on Steam now, but it's not through Game Pass, right? So Switch will be the perfect storm where they can give you both streaming and the digital downloads if on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Right? The Switch 2 is more powerful. It's capable of doing it. Boom. Now you can play them native. And if you got that on Game Pass, man, that's money. They could even work in game, like they could do a combo on the Switch where it's like you have to, you know, subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online to be able to use
Yes.
Nintendo Switch Game Pass. I mean,
Yes,
you know, like the
Xbox Game
Yep.
Pass. Yep. Man, I'm excited.
The future's exciting.
I agree.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. So this is a big deal. So I'm definitely excited to look forward to what's next.
They're celebrating. That's all I know. And,
And it didn't stop, right? So they announced another deal at the same time. And this deal is pretty huge. Okay. Now, obviously, the Switch one is the biggest.
It's his own beast,
yeah,
sure.
We did not see that coming.
We did not see that coming. We did not see it. But I also didn't
crazy.
To be clear, I also did not see this coming.
Yeah.
Okay? And this one is a huge thing because so for the longest time, right now, you have people who have, Xbox games, right? So they play it on their Xbox, right? So if you're an Xbox gamer, you have Xbox Game Pass. That's dope, right?
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead and, if there's a PC version, you can go and play it on PC, right? But if you don't have a powerful PC, you're just going to play the Game Pass game, right?
Right.
But people forget that there's PC Game Pass. So if you're a PC player, you don't have an Xbox.
Yeah.
Right? You just have PC. Then you have access where you can pay, it's like $5 a month, and you can play all the PC games that are on Xbox Game Pass.
Okay.
Okay. But that doesn't include streaming. You have to be Xbox Ultimate for streaming, right? So you're stuck. You can only play the games that are on the PC. Now, NVIDIA has GeForce Now cloud streaming, right? Which basically allows you to rent a super powerful PC in the cloud, and you can stream PC games to it, right? But before now, right? And if you're a PC gamer, if you're out, on vacation, you're in a hotel room, and you're like, man, I would love to continue playing my game, on Xbox, my PC Xbox game.
Yeah.
You can't unless you bring your laptop or your PC, and you have to do all that stuff, right? Whereas now it's different. Now there's an option because people were kind of thinking whether or not Xbox would do like a PC streaming service, like where you can stream your PC versions of the game.
Yeah.
And I guess we got our answer because Microsoft made a deal with NVIDIA to go ahead and put Xbox games like Call of Duty, Minecraft, and all the other Xbox games on GeForce Now.
Sweet.
So you can stream the PC version of the game. Not for nothing, but the PC version of the game
It's a better looking version.
Is the better looking version of the game. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the option, if you have GeForce Now,
why not play the better looking version of the game?
Yeah. Plus, GeForce Now, don't tell Microsoft I said this.
Yeah.
But it's better than Game Pass, than xCloud.
Oh, he said
streaming.
she got no nipples.
Sure,
No,
it's
it's better.
sizzle.
It plays better.
sizzle.
It's just the reality. It takes longer to get into the game.
Yeah.
But once you're in the game,
Nice and smooth.
it plays so much smoother. And it looks that much better.
Nice.
It's really, really good. So they're literally bringing it in. So this was Sony's big thing, right? NVIDIA was also telling them that they didn't want the deal go through.
Yeah.
They said that they don't like this idea because now they're going to keep
with Activision.
with Activision. They said they don't want the Xbox deal going through. So it was Sony, NVIDIA, and Google. And now Microsoft has to deal with NVIDIA. And now they're literally saying that they want it. Look, this is NVIDIA's blog post right here. The one of the last paragraphs right there. Or even up here. The agreement will enable gamers to stream Xbox PC titles from GeForce Now to PCs, macOS, Chromebooks, smartphones, and other devices. It will also enable Activision Blizzard PC titles such as Call of Duty to be streamed on GeForce Now after Microsoft's acquisition of Activision closes. Okay, so they're going to be joining forces.
Yeah, listen, I think this sounds like a buyout,
This is the Avengers.
This is the Xbox.
Sony is Thanos.
Xbox is out
Bruh.
here buying everybody out, yo. It works out for the best, but all these deals are coming out, and it's like, you're on PlayStation side. Hold up, let me
Look at the last line.
let me hand you a contract real quick.
That's when they
It's-
take out their briefcase and they're like, all right, well, let's keep it cool. I'll give you $5 million.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
money. It's
Well,
not.
listen,
See, Nvidia has
no.
money. They don't give a shit about the money. What they want is the games.
Madman, listen to this.
But
That last
The last
line, get
paragraph
out
here.
of here.
The partnership delivers increased choice to gamers and resolves Nvidia's concerns with Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Nvidia, therefore, is offering its full support for regulatory approval of the acquisition.
Damn.
So this is what I was saying before, that Sony's on an island. Because, again, now that we know this part fully, the CMA, FTC, all the European bodies, the problem they had was, one, what's going to happen to Call of Duty? You're going to keep it exclusive? They literally signed a deal with Nintendo, 10 years is coming out, plus our other Xbox games. Fight me, right? Boom. That's done. Dead. Two, they had a problem with the streaming services. Oh, you're going to buy Call of Duty and you're not going to let anybody else have Call of Duty on their streaming service. So you're going to be a monopoly, because why would anybody stream anywhere else? Because they want to play Call of Duty, so they're going to stream on your thing.
Yeah.
Boom. 10-year deal. NVIDIA GeForce Now streaming to any PC, not through them, through GeForce Now. Come on, yo.
This is crazy.
Clack, clack. 2 bullets, 1 shot, 3 dead.
Listen, they're handing out deals. Hey, Microsoft, Xbox, reach out. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We'll do
Send me a contract.
whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
we will sell
Oh,
Mario Kart Madman to you.
There you go.
You go home, Mario Kart Madman. All right.
I'm just saying, they seem to be fixing all their issues. And this is why they were not concerned about the deal with Activision going through. Listen, it's either they have a contract to kind of turn the tables on everything around it. And then if that doesn't work, it's like building a freaking army. Like they
It's
are.
the Avengers, bro.
Yeah,
They're
this
literally
is
trying to form
insane.
the Avengers here, and they're taking down Thanos, and they're trying to bring
Legal
him to his
Avengers.
knees.
This
because
is
Sony
crazy.
Is a bitch ass. Now, this is the cool thing.
They're really forcing the hand here.
They are.
Though.
These deals are done, meaning Microsoft and
it's
Nvidia,
been on the
done
hush
deal.
hush.
Nvidia, Nintendo, Xbox, these are signed. It's over. The only thing that we don't know about is whether Activision is going to go through. But GeForce Now is happening now. They're going to put Xbox games immediately. They're only waiting to see if Call of Duty will be there if the deal goes through. But if the deal doesn't go through, this deal still exists. So they're still giving them Xbox games on Nvidia. Same thing with the Switch, Nintendo. That deal exists. It's a done deal. The only thing in question is whether or not Activision is going to be a part of that deal.
Mm-hmm.
So Microsoft is putting their money where their mouth is. They're not saying, well, these deals are going through, but only if you approve us.
Yeah.
No. These are done.
These are done.
The only thing we're waiting for
settled.
is how fast can we get Call of Duty in there?
And honestly, I'm not even sure that it matters anymore. I do think that it will just smoothly go through, but Xbox is going to figure out how to get what they want. And the reality of it is that they will just reconfigure how they will invest that money that they were trying to invest in Activision. And Activision is probably pissed as shit at PlayStation. And this is only, if this doesn't go through, it's just going to make it worse for PlayStation.
So I'm glad you brought this up because I forgot about this, but it's been a thing going around. So there's this lady who works for Activision.
Okay.
Right? Her name is Lulu something. Don't know. People just call her Lulu.
I feel like we've spoken about her before.
So she's a higher up in the company, but she tweets what she feels. Okay. I wish I had it up already. But so she basically is like being very straight up about this whole thing with Sony, right? So somebody did like an interview with her because they're like asking her, like, why do you talk like this? So why are you so free. You know, you're not being very corporate. It's because this is my personal account.
Yeah.
And this is what I feel. Right. So she put up a meme that has like 3 steps, and this like this kid on a bike, right? And the top step is a kid on a bike, and it shows
Oh my gosh, I think I
Sony.
saw it. Yes.
It's the label Sony. So the kid is Sony, right?
Mhm.
And then the next picture,
With the
it
bike.
shows he's putting a stick in
Yes.
the wheel, like to trip himself, saying, "Are we gonna get Call of Duty?"
Yeah.
Or we don't, you know, something about. Oh no, they're refusing to take the 10-year deal
Mhm.
to guarantee Call of Duty on their
So
system.
them
They put the
refusing to
stick
do
in
that
there.
is put in the stick, like pretty much a self-stab
Yeah,
or
so they're
yeah.
driving their bike. They put a stick on
Yeah.
the wheel. They're flipping
tripping
over.
themselves. Yeah.
So the third one is the kid on the floor, all hurt, asking,
Why
"Are
didn't I
we gonna
get?
are we gonna get Call of Duty?"
Yeah.
Like,
Like obviously you're not, asshole. That's literally what they're saying.
so
Like
the point is like they're giving you guaranteed 10 years and you're
Yeah.
not taking it. If,
So
if the
if you
deal
don't
goes
take
through
it, yeah.
without it, they don't have to put it on your system.
yeah.
They can literally make it
But
exclusive.
guess what? Also, if it doesn't go through, they don't need to give you what you want.
Exactly.
Because listen, honestly, we've mentioned before how this is beneficial to Activision, all of their employees. And it's a slap in the face that, you know, Jim Ryan and PlayStation have been putting this off for them. Like, I would be pissed as shit.
So she literally said, so they actually had meetings about the tweets that she's putting up.
Yeah.
Because she put up another tweet saying something about The First of Us, like trying to throw in there like, oh, yeah, cry Sony with your like #1 show, The Last of Us.
Yeah,
right, on
yeah.
TV, right? You're crying, but your PlayStation game is turned into a super successful TV show, right? So she was saying like there was all these debates and stuff, and they're like one of the things they were talking about is what if Sony gets mad and like makes it a problem or does something to us? And she was like, did Sony care about how we felt when they sat there and try to blow up this deal that everybody wants at Activision, that the people, the employees want, that everybody wants? Like, no. So I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care. Like, they don't care. We don't care. And,
Agreed.
like, this is what Sony, like, dude, it's like, they don't even like, they're going so hard on this shit, dude. And it's like, yo, like, you're ruining your relationship with Activision, bro.
Well, that's what I was feeling. I said it a lot of times that Jim Ryan is out here throwing tantrums. Like, nobody tried to stop him. Nobody said, let's think this through. Let's see how this is going to play out. And maybe he felt like he had the right connections to go ahead and mess this up, right?
Yep.
But I don't think he didn't see coming. Like, he just maybe it was just personal between PlayStation and Xbox. And I'm like, he's not thinking about how he's messing up Activision's deal. Now, what he really didn't see coming was all the freaking deals that Xbox had going on under wraps.
He didn't think they would make those deals.
Exactly. But
That's
now,
the big thing.
now it's freaking ludicrous that they went and they're in this like deep. They've gone deep. And Xbox, knowing what they have going on, they're like, look, we'll offer you this, we'll offer you that. And now they just look like the type of people that everybody want to be on their side. Everybody want to work with Xbox. Like, it's crazy because would he have done all this stuff if he knew that all this other stuff was happening behind closed doors? I don't know. It seemed like an impulsive move right off the bat when he started coming out here saying the things that he was saying. Like, we've never seen anything like this happen before. And now it's like he was like, you know what? I'm going to put them in their place. But then as he kept going, it was like, all right, boo-boo, we see you. We're going to war. We're going to really take it where you want to take it. And that's where she's at, right?
Yep.
You went low, we're going to go low because you're fucking with our money.
Yep. That's just the reality of it. Not to mention the another big person, another big company, Tencent, they are backing Microsoft now.
So everybody's just...
It's literally them against Sony and Google. And Google is irrelevant because Google has no play.
Growing.
Say it again?
Microsoft has an army, and the army keeps growing.
It does.
We say PlayStation is Thanos, but essentially Microsoft is Thanos basically because they're just inevitable at this point.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking all the gems.
Yeah.
They're putting it in the.
Yeah. But they're not. But they're doing. It's like the craziest thing because they're doing it in the nicest fucking way possible. Like
They
they're
are,
literally
but
not to
this is-
Sony. I'm talking about like
Yeah.
to the world, right? Like they're giving us everything that we want as gamers.
They
We
are.
want freedom.
And that's the thing, and that's the situation. But this is the thing. Everyone's the hero in their own story. And Xbox right now is a huge freaking villain to PlayStation. And they are consuming so much power
Yep.
that can't be stopped at this
This is the thing,
point.
this is the
Like
thing.
this was so planned out.
You got to
so
remember,
positioned.
Sony's lifeline is PlayStation. Sony.
And that's you can
is
tell that this is
PlayStation.
okay. So this is
So-
why they're fighting this hard, though.
And
But
even
it's-
though 10 years sounds good, right?
yeah,
Think about this. No one at Sony is saying, I really only want to work here for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like the people who are hired, Jim Ryan is not saying, well, 10 years is enough. Then I'll be out of here. Fuck it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he wants to be here for a long time. He wants a company to be here for a long time. 10 years is nothing, right? 10 years will
When
come
you think
and go.
about time, yes, it goes by really fast.
10 years will come and
And
go.
then what? And then what
Exactly.
happens?
So
What's
if Microsoft
next?
says, we're good, dog.
Yeah,
That
it's the
Sony
unknown.
walks up, with
That's
their
the
briefcase,
problem.
like, all right, Sony, 10 years is up. Let's sign our next contract, and Xbox don't even show up. It's a no-show.
Right? Can you imagine?
So, like, this with Nintendo, this with Steam, like, this is, I mean, with GeForce Now, it's all good, but it is for 10 years. For a
Mhm.
long time. Anything can happen in 10 years.
Anything can happen, but for 10 years, this is locked
But this is
down,
the
and this
foreseeable
is
future,
this is
and-
a huge
And Xbox is
deal.
a company. They can't promise something forever. And, they can't say, yeah, we'll give you 100 years on this fucking deal.
Well, of
You know what I'm
course not.
saying?
Let me tell you this, guys. This is the situation. They're going to try this out. 10 years is not a long time, but it's also a really long time to try something out and to make it, see if you can make it work. The point is that even Nintendo may not want to sign another freaking deal after
Yeah,
10
They
years.
may not like it. Call of
Exactly.
Duty may suck.
Exactly. They may not freaking take off as they
Yeah.
want it to next year, or in the
Yeah.
next 2 years.
Bro, 2
and then
years
that's
ago,
that.
we had Call of Duty Vanguard and people hated it.
Exactly. But the whole point is that, listen, these are all moves. And right now, the move is really bold, really big, and it seems to line up. But the point is that at the moment that these moves do not produce what they needed to produce, or if it's a nice amount of time to try and continue to try to make it work. And then if it doesn't, it's a nice time for it to be done and tap out, right?
Yep.
The point is, Xbox and Microsoft, they're not going to want this to stop if their vision of how they see it going down works out.
Of course, because they wanted to just keep growing.
Exactly.
Like, why would they spend 10 years on Nintendo and then be like, all right, we're good? No, they're going to be like, let's keep this shit going.
Let's make it
Let's
work.
keep it
Let's
going.
figure it out. If it works out the way they see it, and if it starts bringing in money the way that they imagine, then this is just they're going to find a way to bend or figure shit out and make it work. And that's the bottom line.
I agree. And it might even bring them closer together. You don't know if the Nintendo Switch 3 is a Nintendo Switch Xbox handheld.
Who freaking knows?
What the fudge?
So what?
You're only going to part 3? Like, geez.
What do you
Nintendo
mean?
Switch trilogy.
No, meaning like
No, I'm saying, like, in
12
10 years, let's say there's another year before we get the new Switch. After that, it'll be another 8 or 9 years before there's another Switch. Well, come that time, maybe their partnership is so good that they collaborate.
Yeah,
and
well, that's
the
the
handheld
situation,
is branded
right?
as both.
Who knows?
Nobody
That's the
knows.
thing. And the thing is that this is either going to play out the way that they want to, and it's going to continue in that path, or it's going to go even better than they thought, and they're going to find more to do in other ways to continue to make even more money, or it's going to even if it doesn't flop, it'll just not work out as they expected it, and it's more money going out than coming in, or just not enough money in what they envisioned coming in, and then it's done.
Yep.
So we have 10 years to figure this out. And honestly, and I keep going back to it, but this is just what it reminds me of. It's like when Netflix went from sending movies to just streaming movies and shows and everything else. And then they made that bold move to start making their own stuff and stop paying other people. And like, dude, look at Netflix now. Like, this is what I'm seeing like happening. And I can't stop going back to the thought of Netflix every time I see the moves and the way that Xbox is playing this out.
I mean, Netflix is the titan of the streaming industry, so Xbox is kind of the titan of the video game industry, you could say.
Yeah, but this is
not really, right? Right now, Sony is. Xbox has the money to be, but they don't make the money.
No, I think he means tying it up, like merging things, merging powers.
Titan, like
a god.
Got it. I thought he said tightening up.
Yeah.
Tightening.
No, like they're
like
the
bringing
big
it
dogs.
together.
So Sony's the titan in this scenario, but this is more like David and Goliath, where Goliath is PlayStation and Xbox is David, but David is like
rich,
1 billion feet tall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just that Sony happens to be taller. But it's like that's where they are. But that's going to change, and Xbox is making the moves to make their position grow, and they're not going to be a position like Sony is, where Sony's the big dog, but they're on an island. They excluded themselves from everything. They don't want to do crossplay. They charge people for crossplay, for God's sakes. They charge companies who want to make their games available to play against each other from different consoles. They charge them. They're the only ones who do it.
Listen,
so they're going to make Sony bend the knee.
They are. And
happen.
it's almost sad to watch this all go down, because there were a lot of freaking meetings taking place where they discussed how are we going to find a way to take a position of power, because it's been a lot of back and forth, and PlayStation always ends up on top. They are the big dogs when it comes to this stuff, right?
Yep.
Let's face it, like they run it, right? So Xbox has been trying, and I always feel, and I've said this before, it's crazy, but I feel like they're always ahead of the time. Like they're always ahead of time with what they're willing to, like, of the things, the innovative things that they come up with. And this was just perfect.
This is perfect timing.
Freaking Game Pass, the way that this came about, and then it was even put into question a lot of times, right? It was like, what are they doing? Like, but I love that they said, it was kind of like that moment in The Last of Us, right? Where we saw in the video game, and it was different from the actual show, and Ellie was getting attacked by Sam, and Joel goes for the gun to go shoot Sam, and then Henry put a stop to it, and in the game, Joel goes, screw it, and went for the gun anyways, and pretty much said either, like, just go ahead and shoot me if you got to, but I'm going to go ahead and help her. Yeah. So that's the moment I feel that Xbox had with this freaking Game Pass. They were like, we know what we're doing. Obviously they do, because they had all this shit aligned.
Yep.
So they weren't here to ask if you are okay with the moves we're making. I feel like being in a lower position before, where PlayStation has been dominating, right? They always felt, okay, we're doing this. Like, even when they brought that thing where you buy the game and you can share. Remember the game? I thought that was genius, right?
Yep.
But everybody complained. A lot of people complained about it. They changed it.
When they announced the Xbox One,
they took it back.
They were going to do the family share.
Yes. So they took it back, and it was like, why do you do that? But it was like, you're not in a position at that time to go ahead and do that. I understand that. Now, at the time, it was like, man, don't do that, because I was excited about it.
Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
but they knew their position. And now they're like, dude, we got all this stuff lined up. Don't tell me nothing. I got this.
Yep.
And that's how they're playing their cards
They're more
right now.
confident now.
Yeah, good. Good for them.
Absolutely. I mean, they got the winning hand. They just got to do it. And honestly, at this point, there's nothing a regulator can say to stop this deal.
There shouldn't be.
There's nothing.
There shouldn't be.
It can't be. There's literally nothing unless they literally are just money hatted by Sony.
Listen, we felt this way before, right? We felt like there's nothing they could potentially do or say to stop this deal. They've come up with very innovative ways to try to put a halt to it, make it stop, to pause it.
With, this takes care of.
But guess what? They may sit there and figure out something else. And now that is right, but that might be the route that they'll take. Or cut their losses and stop embarrassing themselves with this mess. Because honestly, like I said, I understand why PlayStation is fighting. But they should have had a meeting and figure out how they were going to play this out before they jumped into it.
Yep.
You know, like a real, not like this is what I'm going to do type of meeting, but more of like, okay, let's look at all of our angles before we go out there and look stupid. They overestimated their power and they underestimated Xbox. And that's where we are right now.
They really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did. They messed up. They messed up, I would say.
Yeah.
They did not think that Microsoft would bend the way they have. Because that's literally what it is, right? Microsoft is saying, okay, yeah, we wanted to show that we could do what Sony does and be better than them and beat them. But obviously, that's not working 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
So
They
Nintendo,
went ahead.
Let's go.
They figure out.
NVIDIA, let's go.
How are we going to get to where we want to be? And going back and forth with system after system is not doing it. It's not cutting it for the type of money we want to bring in.
Yep.
And, they're ready to bring in money.
Just not cutting the mustard, this is like a chess game, and PlayStation's king has been cornered.
Agreed. 100%.
Jeez, they effed up,
Yeah, it's that moment. I think I fucked up. Yeah.
It was at that. As soon as they said we signed a 10-year deal with Nintendo to bring Xbox games and Call of Duty, and we signed a 10-year deal with NVIDIA to bring it to GeForce Now.
Oh my god!
Right there, the screen just paused, and it was at that moment they knew they fucked up.
Listen, the freaking anger that they must have towards Nintendo right now, it must be insane. Yeah. And the fact that it's like the thing.
I'm just thinking in my head, like, imagine like Nintendo was there, like being out of it and shit, and Sony calling over to them, like, yo,
let's
isn't
talk
this
about
fucked
this,
up what Xbox is doing? And they're like, we don't want to get too involved, but I understand what you're saying and shit. And so he's like, all right, well, listen, we'll give you a call next week, all right? We'll talk. And then it's like, all of a sudden, Sony's calling them, and Nintendo ain't picking up.
They're not picking up.
They're like, yo, what's happening? Why are they not returning our calls? And then they see this shit on the door.
Oh my gosh. Yo, this is crazy.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that moment.
Us.
Yeah.
They left us. It's like the show that we're watching, Perfect Match.
Yes.
Right? So like they'll be on a date with somebody, and then they go to the after party, and they're supposed to be talking and trying to solidify things. And the guy's like, oh, we had a good day. I think it's gonna go good. And then he turns, and the bitch is walking up the stairs with another dude. And it's like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh my.
It was at that moment I knew I was going home.
That's exactly what it was, yo.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it's called Perfect Match, and it's on Netflix. It's a brand new show, and we are here for it. Yeah, we are hooked for sure. For sure.
Yep,
Okay.
but want to see your favorite Netflix reality stars duking it out together in one show. Yeah, it's going to be the show for you.
Yes, for sure. So let's put it this way. They were out there battling PlayStation, Xbox, doing their thing. And then Xbox went on a date with Nintendo, and all you see is PlayStation just watching them go up those stairs. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then Nvidia walks up behind them like, oh shit, it's a three-way? Yo, Xbox got it like that. Xbox got it like that. He took the two pretty girls up
This
with him.
is crazy.
It's wild, yo. It's wild. This is
It's
really
wild.
This is I just can't like now shit is getting real. Like this is real cool shit.
I'm just happy though that we can do things like this. Like that we don't have to go in the route that it was going. Like it was kind of like war. Let's go ahead. And this was a perfect example of figuring out how to work together and benefit each other so we can all grow. If you can't agree with the fact of what's happening and what's taking place with, Xbox and Nvidia and freaking Nintendo, you can at least agree on the fact that they are teaming up to help each other out. And that's crazy to see nowadays because most things are cutthroat, like PlayStation. I got mines. We're in a position of power. Get the heck out of here. Don't even look at the little guy. Like, that's normally the way that these things are. Very
100%.
cutthroat. To live in the world we live in right now and to see these huge companies merging together and working things out like that, that's freaking phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I'm really
It's heartwarming.
yeah, I'm really freaking proud of the way that this is going down. I am.
I get that. I feel the same. It's really dope. It's really exciting times ahead of us. I think we're going to learn sooner rather than later what's going down with this. Xbox originally said June, and I think we'll know within the next few months what's
By
going
the
to happen.
way, Microsoft and Xbox being the ones to lead this whole thing. Come on, man.
Dude, they're giving us everything we wanted, bro.
This is crazy.
Everybody under one roof,
That's awesome.
living the dream. I'm down for it.
Me too.
Not PlayStation. They have plans of their own. And we were able to see some of that with their state of play.
Nice.
See, they've got their things going on.
Well, at least their third parties.
So the state of play was like right after all this happened. And it was something. They did then they showed a bunch of things. So we'll just kind of go through
Yeah.
because we saw this already, so we can kind of give our quick idea on the stuff. So overall, well, all right, before we go through the individual stuff, right? Overall, what would you grade that? A, B, C, D.
The actual
The whole
state of play or the
yeah.
presentation?
Everything that you saw together as a unit. How would you
It was
grade
a C.
About a C. I'm with Madman with that. Like, I feel like we're about, I would say about a 5 or 6 if I'm grading with numbers out of 10. But about a C, I would go with like C minus. Yeah, that's where we're at, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm close there. I think I would probably I'll probably go maybe like C plus B minus.
Okay.
Because the stuff they showed, I mean, some of it was decent. Like, all right, let's just
So
kinda hop into it.
this is the difference, right? You're super into like this type of technology and it advancing, and
Not
you
even that, like, there wasn't anything mind blowing.
yes, that's what I feel too. Like, I'm not necessarily into the VR like that.
Yeah.
And I always feel like I don't, maybe I don't allow my mind, or my mind just doesn't go there where I feel like I'm really in there.
So the
You
tech,
know, in
the
the
tech hasn't been great. Okay?
Yeah.
So the tech has been great for enthusiasts, right? So for people who are like,
that's what I'm saying.
who are
That,
like
that
really
for
into
you,
it,
like
it's
you
been good,
love
but-
this kind of
but
stuff.
but we look at that stuff knowing the limitations and
Mhm.
just letting ourselves get past it.
Yeah.
But you're not like that, right? You're not going to look at that and be like, you're going to see the limitations and they're going to bother you.
A lot.
The new one that we
Mhm.
currently have in the box that came and that we didn't open yet,
Yes.
but we own it, it's in our possession. That, when I set that up and you check that out, from the reviews, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Well, let's hope
I think you're
so.
going to be pleasantly surprised. All the old limitations, they have I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have OLED screens now,
Okay.
like our LGs.
Yes.
So bright, beautiful colors, feels like you're there.
Okay.
Like,
Well, how about this? Let's go over the games and then you'll see why I feel like I feel, why Madman feels like he does, and then
yeah,
you
I mean,
can
again, I'm
you
not
feel
that
like you
far off
do.
from you guys. I just give a
Yeah.
little bit more. But so first one is Destiny, right? So this is not VR. This is just regular. So the trailer looked great. It's not um like they didn't show too much, but I think I like the story. From what I've been hearing, people have been saying that like this is a cool place to like hop back in
Okay.
because it's been an ongoing thing for years now. And this is supposedly like a great start to hop in. So I think I might do it. Maybe it might be cool to try it out as a Madman Plays
Or
Doodles Never Have I Ever.
Doodles never played Destiny 2.
Yeah, I have not. That's right.
So it might be cool to just do this and check it out. Obviously, we'll play it on Xbox or PC. But it looks good. I mean, they don't show like tons of actual gameplay, but the storytelling is Destiny looking. It looks really good. The gameplay looks just as good as it did before. And the gameplay was never a problem with Destiny. I mean, they made Halo.
Yes.
And it shoots, the gameplay is amazing. Everything's amazing about it. It's just, how much time can you give to a game? I can't give forever to a game.
And it's
Not
one of
even
those
Halo.
games.
So, and it's one of those games. But if there was a new one, like a Destiny 3 coming out, I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? I can start that. And a lot of people are saying that this would be that idea, right? Like this is where, like if
where you can jump in and
like
yeah.
it's a new entity.
It looked good. That looked good to me.
Yeah.
The game looks good.
I think so. So that was a win. So now,
what do you think, Madman?
What are you feeling?
I'm no Destiny expert, but it did look really good, the trailer.
Right?
So, I think that it'd be cool to give it a shot. But it's weird with these kind of games because the people who are still playing them are like the diehards that are never gonna stop playing this ish. So you're probably gonna get destroyed in multiplayer.
Yeah, but you gotta remember,
See,
this is not Destiny. Is not a
just about online. Yeah.
Well, it is only online,
right?
but it's not the actual game is PvE. It's players versus environment. It's a story game. It's just that you squad up with people and play the story, or you might run into people in the less cinematic driven parts of the story. You'll be in the world and other people will be in the world taking down the same bad guys that you're taking down, but you don't fight each other. PvP is in Crucible where you can battle each other, but that's separate. You don't have to do that. This is only about the storytelling. So you're not going in there playing, it's like when we played Halo Infinite in co-op. That's what this is, just Destiny. So it's not like people could have been playing there a million years. That doesn't affect your single player, like your story driven gameplay. That's only if you go into Crucible and get lit up over there. But yeah, so that's Destiny. So I think that was good. So they listed next Suicide Kill the Justice League. I'm gonna skip this for now.
Okay, that'll be the last.
This was the big thing. So we'll talk about that.
I have
later.
a lot of stuff to say about that.
So this is first of all, they announced this a few years ago. Chia, I guess it's just probably Chia, how they say it. They announced this a while ago, but this was a new reveal for it. The really cool thing about it is that it is going to be in PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
As a free game if you have the subscription, which is dope.
And when I see it, as it should be, I feel like this is the type of game that like Xbox will put in Game Pass. You know, like.
Yeah, well,
it should be that kind of game.
It deserves it. I feel like it's such a really nice looking game, and it's different. It's different, but it's also like the vibes of like Breath of the Wild. Which is really cool. I mean, obviously it's not going to be, but like graphically it's stunning.
It's like if Moana was a video game.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. It's like combining Moana and Maui together.
Maui with the shapeshifter, yeah. So
she is Moana and Maui in her movie.
In her
in her game.
Agreed.
but it's
It's cute.
It's
That's
really
what I
cute
feel. Like
looking.
it's cute. You know?
Yeah, see, look how she can float.
Like it's cute. You know?
Yeah, see, look how she can float just like Link. Um, it looks really cool.
You
It
can
looks really
glide just like
cool,
Link, yeah.
and I think on PlayStation Plus, it's gonna at least be something that we'll play.
Okay.
Like I probably wouldn't have bought it. I would always kind of just looked at it and be like, "Oh, that's a really cute looking game," but I'm not
That's what
gonna
I'm
buy it.
saying. I feel like the push that it needs is to be,
It's to be part of the
a
service.
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that it looks really good. I mean, graphically, it's very nice looking. So, it's a smaller game, but I think that was a W for sure. Looks really good. Like this was a good look at it. Oh, there's like different editions.
Mm-hmm.
So
Probably
yeah,
if you buy the game.
yes.
All right. So what's next?
Next up was this game, Humanity. This is from the people who makes Tetris Effect, like the music-driven
Mhm.
Yeah.
games.
It's a big old question mark, but it shows a lot of puzzle elements and confusion.
Yes.
It reminds me of a game on the PlayStation 1, I believe.
IntelliCube.
IntelliCube, exactly. That's what the vibes I get from it. Just like this is what they would have made back then if they had the power to make it type deal. It's a puzzle game, right? This almost like Toad's Treasure Tracker.
Yes,
Happy
that's what I was
Treasure
thinking
Tracker.
about. And then it just gives me like social media vibes. Like you see, it seems like as you um continue to figure out the puzzles or whatever, you keep earning like followers or something. Or people. I don't know.
Maybe it's
Look,
like a
see how it
metaphor
keeps
for social media.
going. It keeps growing,
Well,
like
and then
the
there's like
amount of
good
people.
people and bad people.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know. I
it
mean,
has a bigger. This is a big question mark. Maybe it has a bigger message than what the game seems to be. Like it doesn't look like a wow. I need to go play that game, but it might be one of those games that end up surprising us as you like people finish the game or get into it and start talking about it. It seems like maybe it could be one of those games that have a big message or something really impactful in there.
yeah. I kind of agree 100% when you look at it. I feel like that's what they're trying to show us, but you can't. It's not like the type of game that you can just show it.
No.
You have to kind of play it and
Yeah.
feel it. So, it's interesting. I mean, straight up, I would not buy that game.
No, I don't
Um,
feel like I would. And by the way, remember in Wreck-It Ralph, the second one, when Ralph follows her into like the internet or whatever,
Yep.
Yeah.
and as they get caught up with that world and the likes and everything, then they do this huge like monster of him built by a bunch of Ralphs, right?
Mhm.
Oh, that's a
That's-
virus or something.
Oh, looks like
Yeah,
that.
like that reminds me a little
get
bit.
that.
A lot
I
of
get that.
Disney references in these games.
Yeah, right.
I'm picking up
Or
on.
they're alluding to it, right? Somebody
Right?
was a Disney fan. Why are they doing this to me? I was born
Seriously.
in 1900s.
There you go.
I can't
They're like,
access
we're
it.
not buying this,
Wow.
sucker.
Are they really gonna play me because I was doing a joke?
I
was
think
doing
they
a
are.
joke.
A
I'm just
sick
joking
joke.
you.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do some random.
What's 18 years ago?
2005.
Okay, so
What
I
year?
think 2000 is
Yep,
safe,
you're right.
Wow, we literally have to go to 100
Seriously.
years. Wow, they were really like upset. Okay, sorry, PlayStation. Okay. So the next game is Resident Evil 4.
Oh my god.
And
Doesn't
Madman
that-
was losing his mind.
Yeah, Madman, this is all you, baby.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It looks great. It revitalizes a classic so well. I'm excited for it.
It looks really good.
So the thing about this game is that I've never ever beaten this game. I only make it every time I retry this game
Yeah.
to the chainsaw dude in the village.
Oh, the village portion.
Yeah. Oh, that's the only place I ever make it. To the village in the beginning.
Mhm.
And then the chainsaw guy pops out the door, out the gates.
I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
And I like ran away and then passed him and went up. And then I stopped. And then I stopped.
But how
playing.
excited were you every time you started?
Every time.
This has happened to me. There was this book,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I
And
know.
every time, like, I picked up the book, I was obsessed with it. I'm like, this is the best freaking book ever. And then I will hit a certain point of the book where I just couldn't get past.
Yep.
Until this day, I've never finished a freaking book. I don't know how it ends or whatever. And it's so annoying because the book may not even be about what I think it's about, because you know how there's like those changes in the story, and
Yeah.
it's like all I know is
Plot
what I
twists.
know, and darn it, like it may end up messed up if I actually went ahead and forced myself to read the whole thing, but I couldn't because I can't get past the same spot. It's so annoying.
Agreed.
Excited every time, like, oh my gosh, this is the best book. I love it so much.
I've
I
heard
run
it mad
around like
times.
you guys don't even know what I'm doing. And then it's like, what happened? What happened, Doodle? Again? No.
Yep.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, that's where I am. I don't know if I like the game anymore. Like March 24th is pretty close. That's actually
Yeah.
it's less than a month.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to play it.
We'll find out. We'll see money get past that part.
This is the
Yeah,
reality.
again.
So this is the reality of this game. If the only chance that I can realistically say, hey, I might scoop it up
Yeah.
because it's not coming to any Game Pass or anything right now, is if we do it as a Doodles Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
But
Well,
I may not get past the part that you play.
I feel like that we'll do the same. That's the only thing that's stopping me.
The same
I
thing.
feel like we'll do the same thing. I feel like you'll play it the first time. It's like an hour. I probably got an hour and a half to 2 hours into it.
Yeah.
You'll get to the part that I get to and be like, well, that was fun. And then you never
And
fucking
that
play
was.
it.
Well, maybe we'll borrow Madman's copy.
Maybe.
There we go.
maybe.
We'll see.
But
Maybe.
yeah.
But yeah. So Resident Evil 4 looks good. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, it really does.
I really want to play it, but not enough to buy it. Does that make sense?
A little bit, because listen, this is something you've, and not in a bad way, but like that you've continued to fail at every
Over and
time.
over
Like,
again.
what makes you think you're gonna do it this time? It will look better, but it's still the same essence, the same type of game. Although, think about it,
The
you
control's
have
supposed to be better.
yes, and you've grown as a gamer from when you first and second and third and
That's true.
fourth played
I have
it or
advanced.
whatever. So, I mean, technically, this could be something you're much more into now than you were then, and that's why you kept.
Money is now a cultured mind.
There you go. There you
Maybe.
have it.
I don't think I ever thought it was bad. It was just hard to
Yeah.
get back into. Especially because remember, like I'm not talking about it's not on current gen systems.
No, and
You know what I'm
listen,
saying? So I would
this
have
is
to
the
play it on
thing.
the old shit.
but this is like
Well, they
also
ported the game countless times.
But to what?
Xbox One, PS4, PC, 360, Wii.
Yeah, but I don't want to play that
Basically
old ass
anything.
version.
But I think the biggest part right now, and that you have to think about, first of all, it's got to feel like a brand new game, right? It
Oh,
looks
And I
it-
love part 2, Resident Evil 2,
There you
Resident Evil
go.
3. I mean, it's only natural I get
that
Resident
you
Evil
would
4.
exactly.
And I bought those games.
But-
Maybe I'll get it on PC.
You're all he just talked himself into it.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, on
But
PC.
you also got to think about the fact that you it has to call you, right? When it comes, these are your words.
It does.
It has to call me, right? So if it's a game that you've continuously stopped at the same spot, like there's so much more now than there
Yeah,
was
but
then.
remember, again, it's an old game. So
True.
it's like,
It's an old game at its core.
man, my example would be really mean to like people. Like say there's somebody that you don't like,
Yeah.
right? Not somebody you don't like. Maybe somebody you like, and you hang out with them, you're like, oh man, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And and then you stop hanging out with them, and like you get new friends who are like cooler.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you guys are so cool. And then you get that phone call, and you're like, oh shit.
Do we force this
Like,
again?
he's not as cool as you guys, so I'm gonna not pick up this phone.
Yeah.
Send him the voicemail. Delete the voicemail without listening to it, type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's the scenario. It's not
I
that
thought you
Resident
were
Evil 4
gonna
wasn't
say
good.
some other crap. Like there's nothing mean about what you just said.
No. That's the good version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I get it.
Okay.
And
I'll tell you the bad version.
No, I already know the bad version. No, you don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't even have to say it. I know exactly what you. And we're gonna laugh so hard after the podcast because we're gonna talk about it. Yeah.
Or we'll say it at the end. And since nobody's gonna be listening to it at that point, nobody would know. But yeah, so you get what I'm saying. So it's not that the game was ever bad.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it every time, but it's like then you're playing like a new game that came out. I was like, oh shit, like that's really old. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
So this was the moment that I've been waiting for, right? Just like I never beat Resident Evil 2 until the remake. I for damn sure never beat Resident Evil 3 until the remake.
Okay, so this is a pattern. So there you
that's what's gonna
go. There you
happen.
go.
I'm just gonna do it on PC.
There you go.
I
And
needed to
all
look
it
the best.
needed was like plastic surgery.
Yes. Facts.
Severe.
I'm superficial as fuck. Okay? I needs to like what I sees. Okay? All right. Resident Evil, we'll be seeing you. Okay. Next. Street Fighter. This one, I don't know if it's a mind game that I'm playing with myself. Maybe it's getting closer and I'm like making myself want to be more interested in it. But I feel like when we saw the Tekken 8 announcement trailer, that shit was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we saw Tekken right after and it looked horrible.
Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sorry, Street Fighter. We saw Street Fighter afterwards and it was horrible. So Tekken looked amazing. Street Fighter looked like crap. That's what I felt when I saw it. Then I saw this trailer and I'm like, yo, that looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if maybe because they're wrestlers and they are like sweating, so you see more detail. Like the lighting looks better.
Yeah.
And maybe the crowd in the back looks cooler that they're back
It was
there.
an outdoor scene on the last trailer that they had. Very, very 90s, which
Yes.
obviously brought you to that feeling and thought. And
I felt it's almost more color, like more cartoonish looking
Mhm.
before.
like even
Whereas
the
this
lights
looks
look really good.
Yeah, like this looks real. Like there's the cartoon part, but like during the gameplay, it doesn't look like that. It looks great. So like I don't know. I think maybe they didn't think Tekken 8 was gonna look as good as it did. So they were like, okay,
Let's just put this out.
let's go back to the drawing board and spruce up these graphics a little bit to make it look good.
What do you think, Madman? Did it look better to you this time around?
I did notice that it did visually look a little more impressive than last time because it did not look all that, when they first showed it. The game itself looked fun and cool and whatnot. But as a graphical showcase, it wasn't all that,
Okay, well, listen, I do feel like the colors are better, but maybe where I thought you were gonna go, see, was that maybe they didn't feel like they needed to put that much content into the trailer, right? And because of Tekken, they were like, all right, we got to put something better out there. Maybe a little bit more of the game, or maybe they did.
Yeah,
Look,
but
it
it's
looks
still-
beautiful.
But it's still aesthetic.
This is the thing. They played it right after Tekken, and come on, like Tekken was beyond anything we've seen when it comes to fighting games.
It looks graphically superb.
Exactly. And I said it before, it's like the Forza of the fighting games.
Yes.
They normally don't go that far when it comes to these type of games. Now, what I appreciated from Street Fighter was that it was what I expected when you hear the name Street Fighter, it kind of goes into what the trailer was. It tied together. So it's, even though obviously it didn't look like Tekken, that was very obvious, right?
Mhm.
And even this right now, we're not saying that, oh my gosh, this is Tekken, right? it was what I expected when I thought of a game called Street Fighter, right? I do think it looks much better. But it looked good to me to begin with in its lane, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're giving it a lane, saying like, okay, you don't need to look that good because you're not as good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even now, it's not at Tekken level. It's just not. Tekken did something freaking unbelievable.
Tekken looks amazing.
And when I think Street Fighter, the first freaking trailer that I saw, it was very hand in hand. It looks really good, and I think that it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna sell, I think.
Yeah, it'll definitely sell.
Street Fighter V was very well critically acclaimed, and people liked it. So I think people are gonna probably scoop this one up, as well.
Yeah,
See,
I
like
agree.
when I look over here, like I feel like it doesn't look as good. Like look at the lighting. You see how it's not like as crisp as like the lighting detail's not there. I don't know. I feel
So
like
this is the word. I feel like when you see Street Fighter, it's like juvenile in comparison to obviously Tekken. It's got it's just not there.
yeah.
It's just not. But it's still a good, fun game. There we go. Fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
For
Like,
me,
see, like,
I feel like this is the type of this is the type of game that like you play a few matches, you may not play it. I feel like won't play it more than once if we were to pick this up. Like we would go ahead and be like, oh, look at the game. Let's play. And we will play, and then it will be put aside, and that will be it.
I agree.
This character looks really cool.
Yeah, but look at him.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the character we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
He does not.
No, but
he does not look like this.
So the question is, was that like just video, right?
Dude.
And this is, yes, exactly. Because this looked really smooth. So maybe this was a video. Look at that. That looks amazing. But look at the same guy. Try to pause it, see if you can get the same type of shot. Yeah, he doesn't look like this. Looks like
This looks way better than that.
Yeah, it looks really. He looks smooth.
He definitely looks way better here.
Yeah,
than there.
That's very cartoonish.
Yeah, like it doesn't look as good.
No,
like the bones are the same. Like the layer is in there. You can see it's almost like they have like some Vaseline on it. Like it's not. Like the lighting wasn't as popping. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look as crisp. All right, look at this fight scene.
Yeah, this is the type of game that until you get it, you won't know exactly what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like, was it just gameplay what we saw, or was it like, you know what I'm saying? Was it an actual gameplay, or was it just video that they put together?
Yeah.
To excite us.
It's just a hype trailer.
But but those, I mean, this you can just see like it looks okay, it looks good, but it doesn't look nearly as good as Tekken, number one, and it doesn't look as good as the new trailer. I think they spruced it up. I think they pushed it up now. Maybe it's not even the PlayStation version they're showing, or maybe this was like the last gen version.
Maybe
this was the lower model version. I don't know, but I could tell you that it doesn't look as
like this. No, not at all.
Look, you could just see. Straight up, it does not look as crisp.
Well, we'll see. We want to find out? We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well, there are more announcements, right?
So Boulder Gate 3. This was something that this is more of like a gamer's game. You know what I'm saying? Like that you're like super hardcore into like these type of RPGs. I don't think you were very familiar with this. Madman, did you know about Boulder Gate?
I am not.
I might have heard a name thrown around here and there, but I'm not familiar with the franchise.
So I didn't play the first two, simply because I'm not like typically.
An RPG guy?
No. I love RPGs, but I'm not into this type of RPG typically. And they're not going to show it in this trailer, this is not the trailer they showed
No, it's not.
at the State of Play, so I don't know why they're doing this. But it's a like more so isometric game. Like it's up, the camera is further away, but they did show that you could zoom it in, so maybe it's a choice.
Okay.
Maybe they are letting you have it the old style, zoomed away, but if you want it to be zoomed in, you
swap
could.
it out.
I mean, if that's the case, I would be more interested in it. But it's not like, I don't think it's a game that I wouldn't make this be like a Doodles Never Have I Ever. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think I'll be up for that
Like,
either.
that's way too much crap to have to deal with.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, I might be interested in trying it out. I don't know. If I wouldn't buy it, it would have to come somewhere.
Oh yeah, it feels like something that would be on Game Pass.
Right?
No, I don't think it would be. It should be, but I don't think
Yeah.
it would be because there's a lot of people who like it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it has its audience.
Yeah, for sure. People are like losing their shit about it. I'm telling you, people thought that it was exclusive. This is Wayfinder, a game that they announced that I don't think has any purpose in life to exist.
Okay.
It's a online multiplayer game. It's like, dude, we have so many of them. Like, do you really think you're gonna come in here? First of all, this company making it is like, who the hell are they?
Yeah.
Right? Some small company. Like, dude, come on. Like, what are you doing? You know how many games that I can do this in? Go fight a dungeon together. Go to the town square and talk to people. Like,
Yeah, wow, it sounds amazing.
yeah, it's like,
Sorry.
I mean, if I wanted to play that, we would have plenty of options for it. You know what I'm saying? What do you think, Doodle, when you see it?
It has its moments. But I think that let's not underestimate how many people love going online and playing as a team type of thing. So
But there are lots of other games where you
Yeah,
can
but that's
do
what I'm
that.
saying. They're already
Yeah,
they're already doing that.
I'm just
Like, you get what
wondering,
I'm
I
saying?
don't do that. So I'm wondering how different from this, how different and how special does this one look in comparison? Like, it's nothing special?
No.
See, I
It
don't
looks
know.
whack.
I
Like,
don't
I
know.
look at it, it's not
So
beautiful. It's not like there's Western versions of this, there's Eastern versions of this.
Okay, so they make a lot of these things,
Oh my
and
God,
this
there's
is
so
not a
many.
standout, is what you
No,
guys
you
are
got
saying.
Genshin Impact that people are crazy over, and like there's so many of them. I don't even know why that exists. Like, whoever made that, it's just like, why?
All right. Well, this
Looks unique.
caught my
the original
eye.
one is out.
This is called Goodbye
Goodbye
Volcano
Volcano
High.
High. Yeah, but I think the first one was like High Volcano High.
Now it's Goodbye.
Goodbye Volcano High.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
they're
gosh, is
dinosaurs.
this like
Concept.
about like playing music?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so. She plays the guitar, so I think they were just
Yeah.
showing you a scene. Class of the End. So it's not Class of 2024
Mhm.
or anything because they're gonna die. That's it. It's the last time.
Over.
Which is wild.
So what did you think about this particular game?
I think that I don't know. It looks interesting, I guess. Like when you listen to it, it's like it does look like there's a lot of some of the music stuff here. When you
Yeah.
listen to them talk, it looks like they put energy into it. It looks like a well acted out cast. The performances look good. Voices are good. But see, this is what it is. It's like text based back and forth. And there's been some really good games like that I've played. So I guess it just would depend on how deep they go with it.
I
Like,
agree.
The premise is crazy.
It looked different.
The
So
fact
it was
that it's
cool.
the end of the world.
Yeah. So I wonder where they're going to take it. Like, how much story are they really going to give it? How much depth are they going to give it? Like, is it going to be something that's going to be like super touching and emotional and heartwarming? Is it going to make you think about your own life? Like, I don't know. It depends on how far they go with it. It looks different. It looks unique. And then if they add those elements, it could potentially be a really good game.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool to see things like this, things you wouldn't just think about,
Yeah.
It's different. Sticks out like a
Absolutely.
sore thumb.
So these are VR games. So I won't go into each one because these are VR. But this looked okay.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with VR games is that it's hard. Like, it's not the same watching it on the screen versus putting
Most of them feel
headset
like
on.
funny tech demos.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have to kind of, if you're interested, you have to kind of play it and see how you feel while you're playing it.
Agreed.
A lot of them also and I know we saw the first one. I forget the name, but it
Frogman?
doesn't. Yes, it doesn't have like the arms. It just has the hands going. And I've always noticed that and kind of felt like, why can't they just extend it? Like, it takes you out of it to see just like the floating hands when you do a hit or, the action of the movement, it's a way that even if you get into, like, when you
There you
see
go.
that floating hand, it takes you right out, you know? So
I agree. I don't know why they still do that.
mhm.
Maybe it's just too hard for them.
Maybe, but then figure it out because these things are expensive enough that you guys should be
Like, maybe they feel
putting
like
that together
maybe they
better.
feel like if you do that, you'll start looking at your whole arm. Remember, it's VR, so
Yeah.
it's like you can you can look down. So then they have to make sure all the elbow works right when you turn
Yeah.
it. So it's probably just harder.
But
they don't wanna do
I
it.
feel like with the technology today
They do
that
it
it
here.
could be done. Yeah, like this doesn't look impressive to me, but I do appreciate the fact that you have a full, like, an extended arm. Look, see? So this might give it just a little bit more of like reality. This, I saw it, and after I saw it, I said to you guys, this is like The Lion King 3D, right? That's what it
Yep.
felt like by the end um of the trailer. Felt like that's what I was watching. But see, like, if you're interested, then you kind of have to just try it and see
That's what
how
it is. Like,
where it takes you,
you
you
just
know?
have to kind of see what works. Oh, Jake Paul, he lost. What a fool. This one I found more interesting.
Okay, so this is, let me see. Let me just make sure this is the one. Yes, so graphically I didn't think what's the name?
Synapse.
Okay, so I didn't think graphically this looked great, but shoot, it looks fun.
It
Like,
does.
you know what it made me feel like, when you go to the arcade and there was that game
Time Crisis.
yes,
I love Time
which
Crisis,
I
dude.
loved.
I always
And
wish I
this
could play
doesn't
that
even
at home.
have the freaking arm situation, but it gives me that feeling, and it looks so fun. It feels like, because there's just those type of games that you excuse certain things for, and I feel like this would be one of those games. I feel like this would be so cool to play.
Like, this is the game that I'm want to buy.
You
Like, I want
should,
this game.
because it looks good. It looks fun. And again, look at it. It doesn't seem like something. It's kind of modern, right?
Yeah.
The route that they took, unique.
The graphics
Yes.
are cool because the color is all saturated,
Mhm.
except for like the explosions and your magic and the bullets and shit. Like, that's dope.
It looks contemporary, but at the same time, I'm not like, oh wow, look at these graphics, look at this game. It's like a contemporary game that looks super fun. That's how I see that one.
I agree. Madman.
Yeah, same kind of thoughts. Like, this one actually looks pretty dang good, and it looks like a visual improvement from previous VR titles on the basic vanilla PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
I agree. This is Journey to Foundation. So this game here is like they're trying to do a story. It's like trying to be a story.
Oh, they're trying to be
game.
cute, like with like Half-Life Alex.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Half-Life Alex is amazing. That has to be. I might bring that here just so you can try that, because that's so good. but this, like it's hard for these type of games because they can't make the graphics amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you want to do these story type games, like I need to really believe it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if the graphics are not that good, it's gonna be
Especially
hard.
if we're talking VR and they're trying to pull you into that world. And I think that's
I
why
mean, that's stunning.
they
right there,
do
though.
so much better with, instead of like realistic, they give you these worlds of like cartoonish almost, with like animals and butterflies and stuff to make you feel like almost
Like Lucky's Taylor
captivated. Like,
Moss.
oh, look at
Yes.
that. I feel like that's why they normally take that route.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of this though, because I want those experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they
Like
just
if-
have to be executed
They do.
well enough.
Half-Life Alyx, that's something else, man. That's the gold bar, like the gold
Yeah,
standard that they
for
all
that.
need to get to. And Valve is the only one who's done it. So this
Oh
was
my
a
gosh.
good one.
Yes.
See, we're just talking shit about the
Before your
graphics, but then you look at this
eyes.
and it's like, what the hell is this?
See,
the
there's
story
so
is-
Such a nice, unique concept.
right? The story and where it can go. Like this, it reminded me of Click, the movie
Yes.
with Adam Sandler.
Absolutely.
And kind of like as you blink, it fast forwards and you might miss moments. It's about living in the moment and staying present in your own life, or you could miss out and lose things that matter, right? And I'm really impressed with the the story there.
Yeah.
And what they're planning to do.
Yeah, I agree.
This could be a freaking phenomenal game.
And again, look at the graphics. Looks like some clown ass shit, right?
Mhm.
So it's not the graphics.
It's
just
not.
that the story is so engaging. Like the idea of
The idea of the story, yes. And
it's huge.
this is the crazy thing. It's not just like taking things for granted, right? It's putting things into perspective because, like, we live in a world where everything's so fast, so much, like, you have so much to do, so much work, and it's not like back in the day when you got to, like, I feel like you didn't have to put that much into everything. Like there was a nicer balance between enjoying life and work life and being able to like spend your time with the people you love. So much time goes into like work and things like that. So this is really cool, not just in the aspect of taking things for granted, but like also perspective and what really matters in life. And not wasting it. I'm really obsessed with this game.
Concept.
The concept. Thank you.
This is just Naruto Ultimate Ninja
Naruto
Storm.
or something.
Yeah, Naruto.
You know?
So,
I mean-
man, you were telling us about it. So, what is this? What's the point of this guy?
Pretty sure, basically, there are a bunch of Naruto games, like a ridiculous amount. And one of probably the most popular variant of the games or like sub-series are the Naruto Ninja Storm series and stuff like that. Basically, what this game is that it trims the fat and basically just bundles all the Narutos together into one compact game and telling one consistent story. And I think Boruto's in it too and all that stupid shit. So that's cool, you know, like I don't think it's gonna bring in any new fans, but if you're a fan of Naruto or something like that, or want to play a good solid game based on it, I'm sure this is just for you, you know?
Telling you, if this was like Demon Slayer or Spy Family, I'd be super pumped for it.
Right? I mean,
you
I don't know what
you
Spy
haven't
Family
really
would
talked
even
about
look like.
Naruto like
I would
that.
love a Demon Slayer game that looked like Dragon Ball Fighter Z. The show looks incredible, animation as is. Imagine a hand-drawn fighter. Like when there was that CG one, a Hinokami Chronicles thing, that was cool enough, but a hand-drawn fighting game, that's a dream, bro.
Yeah, that would be
mind
pretty
blowing.
epic.
That would be epic for sure. All right, so this is like whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's cool that they're putting them all together, and the fans of of Naruto will
The
be
show or
excited.
comic,
Yeah,
you'll probably get a kick out of it.
even if you didn't get to play the old ones, getting to like if you're into the show, getting to play them now, that's pretty dope.
Agreed.
So here we go. We are back to the top with Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Kill the Justice.
Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League.
Oh my God, we've got mixed feelings on this one.
We do. We do.
Who's getting started? You want to take the lead,
Why don't you lead
Madman?
us off? What you feel about this?
Well, here's the thing. It's a double-edged sword. Because on one hand, you've got probably one of the most incredibly unique and intriguing and badass superhero stories you could ever think of. And on the other hand, it's probably got some of the most forgettable and shitty-looking gameplay I could think of. It's weird. It's a messy situation.
At least that's what they showed us. And that's like the hard part, because like it doesn't make any sense to me. But every time they show the gameplay, it's like mix of like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it's also like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, why are they doing this?
Like so in your face and not even in a good way.
I felt like they were showing us two different things in one. There were exceptional moments, like graphically, and then it was like, this is not the same thing that you just showed me before. Like,
Yes.
how is this tying all together?
I mean, the story is fire. They got like the Suicide Squad is hired to kill the Justice League because they're fucking nuts or some shit like that. It's like the boys in sense, essentially, and shit like that. Like this concept, the story looks really cool. Like it could be selling really great. It's just that the gameplay does not look that appealing. It looks muddy and flashy for all the wrong reasons, you know?
Now, I do feel like I'm excited now to see the Flash movie because the way they're
cutscene with
portraying
him is
him in the cutscenes is pretty freaking epic. So I'm freaking pumped because I was like, okay, let's see what it's got. Let's see what everybody's excited about. For all we know, is all fluff. But, dude,
Well, to be fair,
was like,
remember the Justice League
damn.
Snyder cut. He was great in the Snyder
Yeah.
cut, so we can't sleep on that. You know?
Yeah, no, the movie for sure. I'm sorry, the Flash for sure. When they showed him in the cutscene,
he's a standout.
it was really cool. So
Yeah.
I can, just seeing him like that makes you say, okay, I can see where they can go with the movie
Mm-hmm.
to make it intriguing.
Agreed.
But this gameplay, like as I just rewatching it right now, it's like, what is this? It's just jumping all over the place. It's like a Spider-Man game.
And don't even say that. That's disrespectful to the Marvel Spider-Man.
but what I'm
the
saying
jumping
is, like,
he's
the
talking
constantly
about and
needing
the
to be
swinging
up
around.
in the air, you're constantly swinging, but it makes sense. You know you're getting into a Spider-Man game, and you want to swing, and you want that to be like that. But this is like
See,
just
like that element right there, that shot over there with Superman,
Mhm.
like that looked really cool. And then we go back to this like
to the
like
crazy
muddy
random
looking
gameplay.
area where like, and you said it, guys. You said it has elements when they do the close-ups. It looks so good, but then they zoom out. It's almost like Bayonetta, the Bayonetta 3, right? When it's up close, it looks really good, and then they do an outshot, and you
it's like all
can't
the details
focus.
gone,
Yeah,
dude.
all the details are gone. Now, I agree. They're giving them like, look, like
everybody's
she's
just
swinging
flying
around
everywhere.
like Spider-Man almost.
She
But
literally has a web
yes,
A
that comes
grappling
out of her
hook that you
hand.
get to swing around like Spider-Man.
exactly.
Like,
How-
they did
it's not
Assault,
connecting to anything,
Insomniac's
dude.
Marvel
Yeah.
Spider-Man shit.
Now-
Like, we want to do that.
this is the thing. We talked about how Marvel needs to kind of detach from the walls they've built around their comics, right? And they should be innovative and they should think outside the box. And I feel like I can't knock them for making a game in which they are. Yes, we know she's not Spider-Man. We know that they're not Spider-Man, or that they freaking bounce and jump around like this as a part of their, superpower or whatever. But I do appreciate that they're looking at this like a video game and they're giving us exciting elements. Like, it's really cool to swing around. It's really cool to bounce around. Maybe it doesn't look great. Hopefully they'll make it look better by the time the game does come out. But it seems like it could be fun. And I like that they got creative with it.
I'm
you know?
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if we like all squatted up and we got into the world and started jumping around, doing a bunch of crazy shit, like
Right?
it'll be cool. My
It would.
disappointment is that this is a Rocksteady game.
That's what I was thinking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
like
if
who it
you
was, yeah.
imagine being me having played Arkham Asylum and beating it and loving it, played Arkham City,
and Night.
played it, beat it, loved it, played Arkham Knight, even with the crazy ass tank shit that they put in there, played it, loved it.
And I
And then
get
now
that.
it's like, where's my single player game?
Yeah.
I don't see them walking in a building and dealing with something, or even on the outside when you're in Arkham Knight or Arkham City and you are up on top of a building and you see people below you, you know, you jump down there, you glide down there and you show up and you start fighting and it's intense and it's up close and it's all like they're just giving you bombastic explosions and everything shooting is like cool. But like what like that's just nonstop, bro. Like
Yeah, but we don't know exactly
This
how
shit
it's
is
gonna
amazing,
line up. You see how great this looks? Like, look at these scenes. So, but this is the situation, right? We're talking about a game that they made, and yes, the expectations may
like that looks
be,
amazing.
it does, and the expectations may be high of what it should look like. However, like, I also feel like they can't just keep feeding you the same game. It seemed like they have a lot lined up, and maybe we didn't get to see those moments that you're speaking of, but they were talking about how you are going, if you're playing one player, you get to kind of swap out as you're playing, depending on which character would work best to defeat, right? If you're playing as 4 players, then you're coming in with a cool ass crew and ready to whoop ass, essentially. I also like the fact that you can wear any costume. You can put the shark in the freaking Superman costume. They're gonna have a what is it? A battle pass for all the costumes and
This was
stuff.
obviously made with multiplayer in mind.
Yes, I feel like it's more of like a fun game, and I think that there will be elements of what you're looking for, see. But I think this was more for a fun experience type of game.
It's got a Halo 5 syndrome. The first 4 Halos were single player games with some multiplayer stuff thrown in if you really want to. Halo 5 was clearly a multiplayer game in like its execution, but
That was
you
the
can play it
focus.
single player if you want. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I look at this and I see all these dope ass people in the game. Look, that's Henry Cavill right there.
Yeah, for sure. It was based on him.
Yeah. So they like all the characters you want are gonna be in there. Like I want to fight them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just judging it based off of the fact that I don't want to be bouncing around. I want to get into the fighting. I love the fighting. And
But
now this
that's
looks
more,
like more
but
like
see,
shooting.
if you think about it, the Batman game was very like solo. Like this is a story that you're playing on your own, right? This is not that type of game. This
but that's
is
sad for me.
But
Because
I get that.
Rocksteady just took 9 years to make this game. 2015 or 8 years?
Was Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
so
20
what?
so 8 years?
8 years. Oh my god.
8 years. So what does that mean? Now I got to wait for another 8 years to maybe get the single type player game that I want?
I don't
Like if
know.
you're good at
but-
something,
Yeah,
don't know.
I get it. But at the same time, it's not just Batman, right? They're not just giving you Batman. They have a whole group over here, and they're trying to make it so that if you play as a group, which is the audience they're aiming for,
which is like these kids.
that it's
like they're doing
that
it
it's
for
more
the younger
fun.
people.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, but guess what? Those younger people weren't even fucking born when you were making the game. So the people who played your games, you're saying, screw you, you're worthless. Go, I want to focus
I
on
don't
all
think
these
it's
young
that
bucks.
dramatic. I think,
do, dude.
listen,
I'm looking at this. They're going straight for the regular shit. Battle pass. Why does my game need a battle pass every game?
because they're trying to make it super commercial and they're trying to make as much money as they can from this one
That's
game.
sad. You
And they
see,
know
it's
that
not
these
less
things
about
are
making a
what's
good
selling.
game and more about let's see how much we can squeeze their wallets so they're purple.
I do think that,
The cutscenes are amazing.
yeah, that's what I'm
Cutscenes are
saying. I
amazing.
think that a lot went into it, and they figure how can we get a lot back, rather than just the game. We have a lot of characters here. I also love that it's like purple and like it squishes out. It's almost got like
aliens,
a halo element when you
right.
hit the aliens and stuff. So I like that too. It looks good to me. I'm comparing it to like when you play like think of the Marvel games that they've made where you could play as Deadpool or Wolverine and stuff like that.
The Alliance?
Think of that. And
yeah, but that would make me so sad because that's like you understand? That's like if Rockstar said, all right, Grand Theft Auto 6
it's a 2D platform.
It's going to be like a 2D platformer.
But this is not a Batman game.
It doesn't matter. It's a superhero game.
Yeah, but it's not a Batman game. The Batman game they made the way that they did.
Spider-Man,
clear Arkham influence.
Spider-Man is a game that you swing around a city and you do all that crazy shit. But guess what? You land and you fight. This is like fucking ADD in video games. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't stop. I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep jumping around.
And I get it, but maybe that was just a part that they showed. That doesn't mean that the whole game is gonna play.
But they're literally not
in the
showing
same way.
anything other than that. They don't show anybody doing a walk anywhere. You can't walk in this game.
They
have no walking ability.
Those are the exciting elements that they've added to it. Maybe that's why they're focusing on that. I don't know. Maybe as later on we'll see a little bit more content, but they're right now focusing on the multiplayer and how exciting it's going to be to get the rest of the additions to it.
So for some context.
Look, I get it.
No, stop. They can't. They're shooting, sure. But look, boom. Let me jump up 28,000 feet in the air. Like, who does that? What are you talking about? Not every Batman can't jump that fucking high. You know what I'm saying? Like, Harley Quinn is not a superhero.
No.
Or a super villain. She's just a villain. She's just bad. She doesn't have powers. The other guy, what's his name?
King
Shark?
Deadshot.
He just has the ability to shoot well. That's all he has. And apparently in this game he has a jetpack. But it's like nothing else. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have anything else. Why is he able to do all this shit in the air? Look at how fast she's going. Like, this is just I don't know. Maybe it is just being better. But I can tell you that based off of the way the internet is responding to it, I'm not the only one. Like, this is what people are saying. Like, people are saying, like, what the heck is going on? Like, why are they making this? Like, why do I have to have the same gun with different scores on it?
Exactly. Like,
you know
it's become the modern video game in the worst way possible.
Yeah, it's just like the same, I don't know, same nonsense that these new games have. And it's unnecessary, but it is what it is. I mean, hopefully we're pleasantly surprised. Hopefully exactly what Doodle says is true. And as soon as we turn on the game, there'll be a nice segment where you're walking indoors and doing things. And maybe there'll be parts where you go into buildings. Maybe this is just all the exterior stuff.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is just the outer world stuff, and then you go do missions and they're inside. I'm not quite sure, but as it is right now, it's not that I think it's gonna be a bad game. I think I was talking to somebody online and I said it's like I would think this game looks awesome if it wasn't Rocksteady making this game. If it was a different company who made this game, it'd be like, yo, this game looks crazy.
Like some B-tier developer or something.
Yeah, somebody else, I'd be like, yo, that's so dope. Not that it looks B-tier from graphics, but like I would be okay taking this game from anybody else, but like not Rocksteady, dude. Rocksteady, they're masters of the single player game that looks amazing.
And they're trying something new, and I think maybe...
And if they did it in 3 years, and I was like, okay, in 3 years I got another game coming, no problem. It took them 8 years.
They take too long. Yeah,
I understand that. Too long for that. You know what I'm saying?
That can be frustrating because you're a fan. But for me, just seeing it, it looks cool. And maybe they'll, win you over.
Yeah, like the way a theme park ride looks
Mm.
cool, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I gotta do the same thing I did to you with The Last of Us. I gotta make you play. I'm going to make you play their other games, and you're going to be like, oh, my God, these games are so good. Why are they jumping so much in this damn Suicide Squad?
Maybe.
You'll see.
Maybe.
I'll make you play Arkham City.
There we go.
Arkham City is perfection.
It was the best one?
By far. Arkham Knight was dope, but Arkham City was perfection.
Yeah, Arkham Knight, I heard it had the stupid tank segments.
Yeah, and it was all right. It wasn't as blown out as people made it out to be. It was fine. But that was them trying to get out of the normal shit with the tanks, and people didn't like it then. And it's like, you're just going full tank now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just going completely in the opposite direction, bro. Like, fall back, bro.
I get that.
Like,
I'll
just
be
stop.
pissed if I was a hardcore fan, but I'm not. So I know why they're doing it. And I think it looks cool, kind of fun, and people are going to love it. Well, some people. Not see.
Listen, I tell you right now. Oh, Arkham Origins was another good game.
That wasn't made by them, but it's still part of that canon.
Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at how beautiful Arkham City is. This is old as dirt. Old game, old as dirt.
Yeah.
All right. But look at how cool it is. You're in the building. Look at you running around doing shit. Like it's more intimate. Wait till they fight. All is about to go down. Check this out. This is a fighting game, dude. Look at boom. Dope.
This is classic
Look at this.
Batman,
Boom.
right?
Dope. Oh my God.
This is not what they're going for, though. They're going for multiplayer. Let's hype people up. Let's have some fun. They sell
I can see, Joel, you're very pro Suicide Squad.
beyond the game. I'm sorry?
You're very pro Suicide Squad.
Look
here.
outside.
What, the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stunning. That looks beautiful. I get that. But listen, I don't play these games. So I'm looking at it from a group of people who are trying to make a nice amount of money. And I think they're just making a more commercial game that people can play together. It looks beautiful. I see your disappointment if you were expecting something like this.
Well, think about this. The game doesn't look that much better than this.
No.
This is not 8 years ago. This is the game
Well,
before.
listen.
This is the middle game.
Okay, so this is
not Arkham Knight.
I told you that there was a mix, and I felt like I was looking at two different games because they go from one extent to the other.
Look at the cape.
The
getting
bad
water on
looking parts do not look anywhere near as good as this looks.
it. Exactly.
So that is that. But
And again, this is the second game, not the third game that looks even better. The second game. It's a disappointment that it doesn't look as good. Like, look at this fighting. Like, this is, man, I don't know. I thought we were going to see an evolution of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought we were going to see, wow, they created this fighting style in games.
yeah.
They made this. All the games are copying them. Spider-Man, all that shit is a copy of what they did. And I thought they were going to take that to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they going to do in the next level?
Okay, so let me tell you this. I can understand because I was hoping, and this is going to sound really crazy, but I was really disappointed that we're not collecting fruit for Pikmin 4.
Bruh.
And that annoyed the crap out of me because I enjoy Pikmin 3 so much, and I wanted it to be doing the same thing, right? I wanted to be a new version of the same, right? And I was really freaking annoyed. And that's a very small element that's being changed. And I went as far as saying, it's like, it's not Toy Story. We're out here collecting toys.
Yep.
And like, that really bugged me.
I mean, Pikmin 4 looks like a direct sequel to Pikmin 2. Like, remember, Pikmin 2 was all about collecting the treasure and stuff. So whether it's about making money, that might vary. But the general gameplay, I mean, I like Pikmin 2. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
So, if it's like that, I don't think it's a bad thing. But I can see your disappointment that you want to be just like Pikmin 3, but it's not.
But that's the point, right? So that's what we're comparing it. The same way we're frustrated, or I'm frustrated that I'm not getting the game that I thought I was gonna get. Same thing with her.
Yeah.
She's like, this is not the game I want. Even
Well, look at that. Everyone's frustrated.
Well, yeah, I can but this is like a whole different turn. Like, this is a big change. Like, I understand how you're feeling because it was something smaller, and I was really annoyed about it.
I mean, Pikmin at the end of the day is still Pikmin. It plays the same, you know. Like, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
but
be-
like
you're playing a first-person
it just
shooter
made
now.
sense for me to feel like they're looking for food to survive, and
Yeah.
like in the elements that they're in with the little pigments and the bosses that they fight, for them to kind of be going through like the flowers and stuff looking for, again, like food to survive. But so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the new one once I start playing it or whatever. But I can only imagine taking 8 years from this game to that one and then being hugely disappointed because it is completely different. Okay, so I get it. I get it for you.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would they do that? It's like, come on, man. Like, no, the winning formula was right there in front of you. Make the same game, same cutscene, same world.
Yeah.
Make it so that we can fight on the ground. If certain characters can fly up in the air and do what they got to do. Homeboy got a jetpack. Makes sense. Shark Boy. Okay, I don't know that
Shark?
character. So if he's super powerful, okay, he can jump high distances. Great. But it just became like this.
I don't care how powerful you are, you can't hop the
Yeah, I
way
know.
that he was hopping midair, like
Dude.
that high. But I understand.
Like, dude, like it's too much. It's too much. That was
Get your shit together.
get your shit together for sure. Get your shit together. All right. So with that, we'll stop with the Suicide Squad hate. I hope it
Gets a
I
little
hope it turns
better.
out good.
Yeah.
I hope it's what you think. All right, man. Well, I think that's pretty much. I think we're pretty good on this one.
That's it for our Madman podcast. Guys, if you like this, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Mark our Madman out.